Hello and welcome back to another episode in Northeast Kansas. Today we are going to be in the park near the university campus where Michael is. Unfortunately, Michael may not make this scene, so oh well. As for the other players in this particular scene, there will be an introduction and Chris will be playing whatever Chris plays. Okay, let's go.
Eric will just be skating around the park. He seems to be looking around a lot, kind of taking in the sights, enjoying himself for the most part.
Okay. I mean, looking at the picture, it looks like he's about 17, 18, either that or early 20s, so it's totally possible he could just be a college student. As for Caleb, he will look kind of out of place in the park. He's wearing a button-up shirt with a pocket on it. He's wearing a little pack on his thigh. A lot of people don't know what it is, but it looks like something the police would wear. And he's, yeah. Though he does look the age part.
You know what? As he's skating by, he'll just Eric will just sort of wave.
I'll kind of just nod to him and say, "Hey, how you doing tonight?" Kind of in the non-committally, like, how you do to somebody that you're just meeting on the side of the street.
He will respond in a very clear Welsh accent because this guy is also from Wales, and I can't wait till he meets Michael because that's going to be hilarious. But either way, but his accent is very much it indicates that he's from Wales. Yeah, indicative. There we go. No, I can do it. And he'll just say, "I'm having a good day. Yourself?"
Pretty all right. First thought was to go to Gage Park, but there's been a lot of heat over there, and I thought I would go here because a friend suggested it.
What's the problem with Gage Park?
Like I said, a lot of heat, police, randos just showing up, causing problems.
What sort of problems?
Starting fights, pulling guns and other weapons, and I thought it was a good park, but just the random stuff that goes on there, looks can be deceiving. Oh, and somebody crashed through the fence at the zoo in Gage Park.
I see.
You haven't heard about that?
I recently have arrived here.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure Kansas is not as exciting as Gage Park, so but I bid you welcome here.
He'll blink and say, "Isn't Gage Park in Kansas, though? So with Gage Park being here, Kansas would be more interesting."
Yeah, that's true. By interesting, I was meaning more like nightlife, clubs and such, like you'd find in New York and other lively places such as Dallas. Unfortunately, the only thing going on seems to be negative stuff.
I see. Do you know why that is, by chance?
Not really, to be honest with you. I guess a couple of gangs moved into town and we kind of walked in on their turf war or some shit like that. I don't really know. It's look, I just came back from the service. Not my venue, not my thing,
A little young, aren't you?
I went in young, yeah.
He'll nod ever so slightly. Okay. Like you said different strokes for different folks? And I look very confused.
I kind of wink and say I never actually said that, but I understand what you're saying.
My apologies. I've been trying to get used to these new terms here. We didn't have anything like them where I'm from.
So what brings you all the way out here to Kansas, of all places?
In a way, work does. There's some things that I needed to do here, I suppose, or things that I'm looking to do here.
Oh, what do you do?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mostly myself and my mentor. I'm still in an apprenticeship right now, but I make armor and arms for like fairs and stuff, so they can do the reenactments and everything, and cosplayers.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool. I did hear that we have a fairgrounds around somewhere. I don't know how real they get, but I don't think I've been. Should go. Though. Yeah.
That's what I was hoping to do soon. Head over there and see how it was. Though I'm still settling down for the most part. We're setting up our forge and whatnot. It's gonna take a little while. We had to carry everything over, so
Wow, you brought your own forge? That's impressive.
not too much. All you really have to do is bring the anvil with you, and
Ah, okay. I was thinking,
tools.
I thought you brought the actual forge for a moment. Like, how did you get that past customs? I want to know your secret. Yeah, those TSA agents are a bitch.
I've heard.
So where are you from?
Me, Cardiff.
Cardiff? Sorry, not a geology person here. I only go where they tell me to go.
Wales.
Oh, okay. Never been.
I mean, if you ever want to go there, I'd say go ahead. It's not too terrible of a place.
Well, I guess from TV shows that I watch from around there, a lot of the Wales people are kind of sassy.
Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
I've heard that a lot.
It's the only real British TV show that we get around here that anybody really watches.
You guys had Merlin for a while till BBC canceled it.
What? They canceled it?
Yeah, BBC canceled Merlin.
Well, I like some BBC. Just, I don't know. Doctor Who's getting kind of weird, kind of long going. I wouldn't say weird. It's still pretty good. Just, I watched it for like 4 or 5 seasons, and then I kind of just fell out of it. Went to college. Well, not college. Went to military. I guess I'm at college, and I'll gesture to the college campus right next to us.
No, it's yeah. I see that.
You wouldn't happen by any chance to know Little Michael, right?
He'll blink. Who?
I'll take that as a no.
Why do you ask?
Oh, he's just a foreign exchange student. I thought you might know him.
Let me
I
guess.
take it you go here. I actually don't know. I think so. His accent's pretty close to yours, but again, not my purview. You know?
Yeah, I got you. I'm starting to sign up for a few courses here and there. Here. Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you better sign up before the deadlines. They hate it whenever you sign up after.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. He'll just shrug.
Well, I don't know about what you're going to study for. I don't know if they have a lot of forging, metallurgy classes here in Kansas, but I know I learned quite a bit out in the field that you can't really learn in college. Oh, I guess you could learn some of the stuff in college. It's just not the same when you're under fire. Ow.
He'll
C'est la
smile.
vie.
Yeah, of course.
So, out of character question, is he actually wearing the bandana like that?
Nah.
Okay. Does he have a bandana on his person at all? Please don't put it in the back pockets or front pockets.
He doesn't have a bandana at all. I'll just describe what he's wearing, I suppose. He's wearing, oddly enough, combat boots. Like, yeah, definitely real, big shit kicker boots. He's got a backpack on. It's a very large backpack, and it looks full. He's wearing jeans, which is kind of odd considering it's the middle of summer in Kansas, of all godforsaken places. I'm assuming it's as hot as Louisiana.
I mean, it's not that odd. I tend to wear jeans in summer anyways.
I mean, down here you try to do that, and it's just like, have fun. Better hope wherever you're going has an air conditioner. But anyway, so he's wearing jeans, boots, a t-shirt with let me throw it up real quick. Actually, I don't think it'll show on here. Do you know what the Euthanatos symbol is?
I don't know off the top of my face.
Okay, hold on. Let me Google it real quick. Basically, it's the omega symbol, to be like completely 100% real. Here we go, inside chat.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
He's got that. It's not very large. It's just kind of like off to the side on his shirt. Like a jacket. And of course, he's got a skateboard, though he's now kind of holding it in his hand as he's talking to you. His hair is kind of spiky, like in the picture. And he's got, let's say, green eyes. Oh, and he's about 5'10".
Okay, so he's slightly taller than my character. Lanky, I assume, as well, right?
Actually, no. He's very well built.
Okay.
You could probably assume, because he's definitely got, muscles, and you could probably assume it's because all the hours in the forge.
Okay. So I'll kind of point to his shirt, to the omega symbol, and say, "Frat guy? Frat guy?"
In a roundabout way, I guess you could call it a fraternity.
I'll kind of raise an eyebrow and cock my head to the side. What do you mean by that?
About this point, a KSU student wearing the nice, lovely purple KSU shirt, hoodie, even wearing, where it's obvious that it's for the KSU because it says K-State proud and has their nice logo on it, which I have no idea what animal that is. Looks like a cat or something.
Yeah, I think it is a cat. Whatever.
Would walk up and be like, that ain't any fraternity I know of. At least not here.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm an oddball.
I just remembered I forgot to put a merit that I wanted on this dude on here. God damn it.
No, which one?
Hail Aura. God damn it.
Oh, that would be so funny.
But I wanted that merit for. And I completely dropped the ball. Kimberly, oh my god.
Hail Aura mixed with officially dead. I see what you did there.
Amazing.
So 5 successes on the new dude and Kim's character.
Well, you should roll again for the second person we're looking at. Come on now. You only rolled once. Who are you looking at first?
New dude, and then 1 success on Eric.
Okay. So Eric, I guess his aura is just, kind of bright, like normal person bright, but all you get with 1 success. With the metric fuckload of successes that you actually got on the new dude, well, let's just put it this way. The only place you've ever seen this aura before is Cody.
So, what Eric sees, I don't think we've introduced ourselves, so I hate using his name right now. What he sees my character do is kind of lean back on one leg, look up, and roll his eyes, and say, and quickly get back into form and say, turn to the new guy in the purple sweater and say, so what's your name? I didn't quite catch it. And he has just the slightest hint of a smile on his face.
Oh, it's Ellis.
Ah, hi there, Ellis. Nice to meet you. And I'll stick up my hand.
And, Ellis will hold out his fist for a fist bump instead, because he ain't going for that handshake.
Oh, fist bump. So, I turn back to Eric and say, speaking of which, I don't think I properly introduced myself. I'm Caleb. And I'll stick out my hand again and say, pleasure to meet you.
I'll take your hand. Say, Eric, good to meet you too.
So, I think I ran you over. I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch that. Are you a student here?
No, I'm not a student here. I'm still trying to enroll here, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Blood moment. So what courses are you thinking about taking?
Just a few of the basic courses, really. I'm not sure what I want to go into, and I'm not sure, since I just got here, if they have any sort of forging or blacksmithing classes.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't really looked into that. That's not exactly my purview. Then again, I work on guns and explosives and making things like bridges. So you don't quite go to college for that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what an engineer's course is for, creating bridges, like you just said.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, you have to go through a lot of courses, because if you create a bridge that is structurally unstable and it breaks, and there are people on that bridge and die as the bridge collapses, then there's going to be some problems.
Yeah, that kind of screws up the whole tactical situation if you fail to do your job.
A little bit.
Sorry, I was out of character. I'm just shooting the wind. I'm just at E5 in the army. So.
I got you, yeah.
Specialist, combat engineer. Trust me, it's nothing like the games. You can't just use a wrench to fix a tank. Sorry.
I'm sure.
That's why I'm studying music, because I don't have to worry about it. If I fuck up, all I do is play a bad song.
But if you're performing in front of thousands upon thousands of people and you have producers out waiting in the crowd and you play a bad song, then potentially you have ruined your entire career, because no one will ever sign you on.
It actually depends, in all honesty. I've heard some of these. Sorry, out of character pause. I heard some of these producers and people who sign people on tend to auto-tune people and have them do strict songs, and they can't write their own material, blah, 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 blah. You know how that goes, right? It's like training wheels for musicians.
Yep. Especially with auto-tune, there's very hard for anyone with even half of, stick of talent to make it.
I mean, have you heard like Justin Bieber and some of these other people? I don't know what happened to modern pop, but it's certainly gone downhill. It's more like people just talking to a microphone now.
That's because auto-tune can do wonders for people. Because auto-tune covers most sins.
Only most?
Well, yeah, it never covers a crippling heroin addiction. I mean, that still gets, musicians under. And cocaine.
Or any other addictions.
No, it covers several of those. I mean, just some of the harder ones.
So, you're studying for music, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your particular genre? What are you studying in classes now? Classical?
No, kinda. I mean, right now they're running us through a bunch of music theory and music history and blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Bach, Beethoven, and the other modern, classical artists are really awesome. Though it sucks. It sucks that that they disproved playing Mozart to a baby in utero won't actually make it smarter. Shame.
Yeah. Plus, I would rather play a fiddle. That's more classical instrument.
So you're more of the devil down to Georgia type, right?
I mean, That wasn't a very bad song.
Lots of electric fiddle playing, I can tell you that. So I turned back to Eric and say, so what do you like to make? You mentioned that you craft replicas. I'm sorry, out of character me is derping on the word.
I suppose you could call them replicas. What I create is any type of armor and any type of weapon. Really, I've been practicing a lot on the various types.
So modern?
I didn't hear what you said.
So modern, or is it strictly postmodern?
It's all different kinds. I help make modern stuff like Kevlar and whatnot, but then at the same time, like I said, for reenactors and stuff, my mentor and I will create chainmail and plate armor and stuff.
Yeah, medieval LARPing and such, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the stuff you make actually effective, or is it just that, a replica?
No, it's fully functional.
Huh.
Well, depending, for the most part. It depends on what the customer wants.
Yeah. I mean, because if you're making it for the Society for Creative Anachronism, it does have to meet functionality. I mean, they're kind of standard for armor and weapons is, functional.
I'll nod.
Well, as I mentioned before, I have a hobby of making guns. But, as I said, it's still kind of more of a hobby. I haven't really gotten back into it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, you make a 1mm fuck up, you can't fire the gun, so.
Yeah. That's why you have to be careful. I mean, the same could be said for any weapon. You have a crack in your sword or your axe head, well, then it's useless and you have to start all over again. That's why you have to be careful when you're tempering it and everything.
Sorry, say that one more time, you kind of just cut out.
That's why you have to be careful when you're tempering the metal and everything.
Yeah, I hear whenever you temper it, that's the true trial of the weapon, the true first trial. You dunk it into the water, and if it shatters, you did something wrong. If it doesn't, you made it correctly.
Yep, that's pretty much how it is. Can't tell you how many swords that I accidentally messed up and they shattered, and then my mentor just in the back, do it again. It's like, oh, thank you, oh, wonderful teacher.
I mean, sometimes the blade will even have flaws after you dunk it that will be uncompensatable. Make it only good for show because it's never going to be able to stand the test of battle.
Which is actually what happened to a lot of my swords that I made while I was still learning. They were just sold as, kids' toys for the most part. Sort of.
I can't really see a sword being sold as a kid's toy. Else, those parents are really metal.
You see swords as toys all the time. You have foam swords. You have kids who use sticks as, swords. It's pretty common, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand toy swords, but actual metal swords that you messed up on that aren't combat grade.
That I messed up on, yes. So yeah. I've never honed the edge. So for the most part, It's just a big, elongated hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Well, a sword-shaped club is probably more accurate.
Not true.
I mean, because those things you'd be lucky if you could cut paper with them.
Yeah, but you could break a bone on it.
You could break a bone with a stick.
Depends on the stick. Is it the size of a log? Most sticks I find in my backyard are quite flimsy.
Probably because you don't have the right sort of trees in your yard.
That's true too. It's mostly pine over here. Those things are just not good for anything.
Indeed.
Grab a piece of oak, piece of ash, piece of willow. They'll break bones.
I don't think Buffy would take too kindly to you taking just a piece of willow.
Fine, I guess you could take all of Willow and use her as a weapon, and that would break bones too. Or rip skin off. One of the two.
She was pretty lethal towards the end of the show.
Yeah, I actually haven't gotten too far in it. Just a few seasons in.
It's really good.
Yeah. Didn't say it wasn't, just, haven't gotten too far in it.
Well, I'd suggest that you keep watching it then.
So, what does your symbol mean? I know it's the Omega symbol. I've never really seen it on anybody's shirt before. It's kind of, I don't know, a little strange.
I mean, it just means what it means, you know.
Okay.
It literally means the great O. You know, Omega. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the last letter of the Greek alphabet, you know, Alpha and Omega, first and last.
There isn't anybody else running around here with an Alpha shirt, right?
Nope. Not that I've seen.
I don't think there's any place around here that has this as like their symbol or whatever. I mean, I've had this for a couple years now. I got it. You know, I made it when I was in Cardiff. So.
Okay.
So about the park, were you ever there when any of this weird stuff started happening?
You kind of just see me get an apprehensive look on my face and just take a deep sigh and say, yes, I was.
Mr. Center of Weirdness. By that, I mean the center of everything.
Actually, where is Gage Park anyway? Like, I'm assuming it's somewhere in Kansas.
Topeka.
Yeah.
I see.
Just right before Tap That Topeka, I was out at night. Some dude just came out of nowhere and kind of went ballistic on some people I was hanging out with. Nearly put me in the ICU. Nearly.
When was this?
Just a few weeks ago, right before Tap That Topeka. Big event. And
If
then
you were injured so much that you had to go to the ICU, I think it would take more than a couple weeks to completely heal all the damage without
I did say nearly. I did say nearly, and hey, I was in the military. I bounced back quickly. You have to.
It
Okay.
looks like he's going to debate about that, but then he realizes that it's just not worth it, and he'll just smile.
Best part about Tap That Topeka, $40, all the alcohol you can drink.
Yeah, speaking of which, the people I was hanging out with found a weird character at Tap That Topeka, and one of them thought it was funny to call the police on me and somebody else after they put us up to a dare.
And
Cocksuckers.
this dare was...
It was really childish, to be honest with you.
He'll make that motion to, he'll make that hand motion of go on.
They dared us that, we wouldn't kiss in the middle of Tap That Topeka. I didn't know I was being set up for a prank.
And they called the cops on you for that.
Yeah. Keeping, the dude that I was kissing kind of looked a little bit young. So, to the outside observer, it would just look like he was like 14, 15, really young. 16 maybe. Totally 18, by the way.
Eric is just sort of tapping on the side of his skateboard. He'll nod and say, okay then.
Yeah. Can tell you, probably don't have the best taste in friends.
No, it doesn't sound like you do.
Yeah.
Clearly, you need new and better friends.
Well, they don't grow on trees. Anyways, after that, I was hanging out in the park again with a few other people. One of the people that I work with from the Infinite Improbability Drive. It's not too far from here. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it, right?
Would he have heard of it?
Your mentor probably would have mentioned it as one of the groups in town. I mean, you've got enough dots of mentor that, yeah, your mentor's probably heard of it. Because they got ramp and mage status.
So he'll nod and say, you work there, huh?
Yeah. I reach into one of my pockets and pull out a card. It has the Son of Ether and the Virtual Adept symbol superimposed on it.
I've got mage lore and tradition lore both at 1, and I've got a decent mentor score. I think he'd know about the symbols, right?
Yeah.
So he'll take it. Or he'll look at it. He won't take it. And then he'll look back at you, give you a really odd look, and then point to the symbol on his shirt again and arch an eyebrow. Like, really?
I don't know out of character, like, I don't know if I would know that. So I have Mage Lore 1 and Tradition Lore 1. So, like, that's a Chris call. I don't actually know if I would know that.
Yeah, and you don't really have mentor. Which means that Mage Lore 1, you just know the common ones around your area. And so that's not really one of the common ones around here.
Yeah, it's just about to say there aren't any. I haven't met any Euthanatos around here.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking amazing. We need more of them in this world.
Yep.
Anyway.
But Ellis would say, I mean, looks like Chakravanti if you ask me, but what do I know?
But I don't know what that means.
Eric is probably going to get whiplash from turning his head that fast.
You may have heard Chakravanti in passing, but that's like about it. You really wouldn't know much about them other than they're generally considered like death mages almost.
Because they are?
So I'll kind of just tap my side and be like, Chakravanti, where have I heard that before? I know I've heard that before. God, this is gonna eat me up.
He'll just kind of lift a finger over to Caleb, just like that one moment, and he'll look over to Ellis, and he'll say, and how exactly do you know about that?
Oh, I've ran into Chakravanti before.
And why is that?
Really? You've ran into Chakravanti before? That surprises me.
Well, yeah. You kind of run into people whenever, let's see, you go about places and you find a lot of people, especially when you find people who are stuck in ruts for years on end. Chakravanti tend to run into them. By run into, I mean like find them because they're looking for them. The people who are not following anything and they're kind of stuck in the cycle and need to be sent back in.
I'm sorry, out of character. I don't know how much of that would go over my character's head.
Probably, if you didn't even know what the name means, most of it probably did go over your guy's head.
Well, I also have traditions lore 1, so I should know about the cycle a little bit.
You've got your tradition lore at 1.
Oh, fuck. Okay, then yeah, that would have totally gone over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aries gonna look over at this guy and say, and exactly what are you?
Me? Oh. Not part of any, but aware of them, associated with several at different times. I mean, I guess you can call me self-taught.
An orphan?
Yeah, you can call me that.
What exactly do you do?
Give me headaches. I'll kind of just say it under my breath.
Give people headaches, I guess. Talk to people. Persuade them. I'm really charismatic when I want to be. I'm really persuasive when I need to.
He'll nod. And then he'll look around and then back to Caleb and say, if you want to talk about this, it's probably best that we do it somewhere not in public.
Yeah. Do you have a place? I mean, I could always take you back to mine, just don't want to be that guy, you know?
I was talking about a more secluded location here. I'm sure we're on campus, there has to be a library and they have alcoves.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this place has pretty decent private meeting rooms inside the library. It's great.
The last time I came here, though, it was locked up, so. But I think about this time it should be open. Maybe.
One would think they would have the library open in the middle of the day on a Wednesday, so students could study.
Okay, kind of out of character question. What time is it in this scene? because I was thinking it was like around the same time as it is now. Kim?
I don't know. I was just gonna have it at like. I mean, if you want to have it later in the evening, that's fine. Yeah, or at night, that's cool too.
It doesn't matter to me. Let's call it about 6.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the library would definitely be open at 6 p.m.
So shall we go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our resident student could get us a alcove.
Yeah, I can get us a room.
I'll kind of just shoot him a dirty look whenever he says, "Get us a room." But I let him lead.
Yeah. I guess Ellis will lead y'all to the library. And he'll manage to get one of the private rooms reserved without even pulling out a student ID. The flirting with the person working the desk will be very obvious.
Male, female, it doesn't really matter what gender they were.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, they were a female. He would have flirted with the lady that was working the desk and convinced her to get them a private room, and he never even pulls out his student ID. If you would like me to make that manipulation subterfuge for y'all to see the joys, I will.
I mean, you
or
can.
Manipulation seduction.
I mean, you can, but she never stood a chance, Chris.
I know.
So we get into the room. The doors are closed, and I kind of just pull up a chair and sit on the opposite side of the room, opposite the door.
Yeah. So that way y'all know he would have made 9 successes on his seduction roll. And once he gets into the private room, he'll, take a seat at one of the chairs and sit in it backwards.
So Eric's just gonna look over at Caleb. Say, you work at this improbability drive. I'm assuming you're an Etherite or a ritual adept?
I wish. I haven't, what's the phrase, awakened yet? Been enlightened?
I'll nod. But I'm assuming I'm assuming you're affiliated with one of them.
Yeah, more or less. I'm thinking more along the lines of Son of Ether.
Society of Ether.
Society of Ether.
The female community worked very hard to get that change. So.
Yeah, I understand. You meant no offense.
I'm just saying, in case you ever run across an Etherite, if you have problems remembering Society or Sun, you can just call him an Etherite.
Yeah, I will. But yeah, as you already mentioned, they're already a virtual adept and son of Ether, Society of Ether over there. Etherite. Derp.
Yeah, I'm just warning you. I one time accidentally called them the Son of Ether in front of an Etherite, and that did not go down well that day. It was not very pretty.
So I take it, since you already know who they are, I take it you're part of the traditions as well?
I am a member of the Chakravanti, or I'm affiliated with them, I should say. I haven't undergone the Dishka yet.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that. Sorry.
It
Go
was
ahead.
actually odd. He used he'll point to the dude man. Say he called. Okay, sorry. He used the word Chakravanti, but you can call us Chakravanti or Euthanatos. I've heard rumors that the Chakravanti is a faction in the Euthanatos who voted for us to change our names to the Chakravanti, but because it was such a small group, they did not have enough votes, and we stayed with Euthanatos. But either one works. We understand what you mean. It's all good. But I'm affiliated with them. I'm not one of their members yet, either.
Understandable. Yeah, don't mind him. He's quite unique himself. He knows things. And then again, he also showed up at my doorstep one day and, told me, hey, I was sitting here by your dad, told to protect you. So, guess he's my big brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, you could call it that.
How about this? You come by the workshop and we can continue this conversation, but unfortunately, I just remembered that I have something that I'm supposed to do, paperwork to fill out and whatnot. So he'll write down his number because he probably doesn't. He probably has cards, but they're probably all still in Welsh.
What does this say? I don't know.
And he'll just write his number down and kind of slide it over to you with an address on it. He'll say, that's where you can reach me or contact me if you ever need. I will tell you though that if I'm gonna tell you what I know about the Chakravanti, I'd ask that you tell me what you know about the Etherites and whatnot. But like I said, that can be something to talk about at a later date. I must get going now because OOC Kim Sabat game is starting, and yes,
All right. Well, bye, Kim.
he'll look over at Ellis. Just kind of give him a little bit of a I don't really trust you at all look because you look like a shifty ass mofo. Then I'll just head out.
Kim, I just saw something on your character sheet that's kind of ironic for him. But yeah. All right. See you later.
One.
Medium.
Oh. I mean, yeah, he talks to ghosts and shit. But I must go. Sorry.
All right. Bye, Kim.
Bye. Sorry to cut this short again. My bad.
It's fine.
So, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And Charles, click the button.